Hey guys, how's everyone doing? We're here over at BMW Ridgefield today in Ridgefield, Connecticut, here with the 228i Gran Coupe, as you guys can see over here. We have the keys and we're gonna take a full look on the exterior, interior, show you guys all the different design features and some of the other cool quirks and features of this car. Now you guys can actually start getting into one of these for around $38,000, and over here at BMW Ridgefield, they have really good deals right now. You can get a lease deal for $307 a month for $3,900 down. So if you are looking for a new BMW 228i, of course it comes with all-wheel drive as standard, come check them out over at BMW Ridgefield. I have a link down below and you guys can go and check that out. Hey guys, we're here with the 228i Gran Coupe, like I said before, and we have the BMW key right here, which I can put into my pocket and we can walk up to the car because this one does have the keyless access feature. So as I walk up to the car, I can just put my hand right here on the door handle and the car will unlock, as you can hear. Of course, all the things will flash and everything. Here's the interior right here, as you guys can see, but right now we're gonna take a look at the exterior design of this Gran Coupe. So I'm gonna close the door right now. Now, it's really hot today, so if we go inside sooner, I'm sorry, I'm just sweating to death. But talking on the design of this Gran Coupe, you know, it's been a very controversial car for a lot of reasons. It's really BMW's first front-wheel drive sedan in the United States. BMW has done a sedan like this in China. Now, in the United States, it may be on the front-wheel drive UKL-2 platform, but it is only all-wheel drive xDrive in the United States market, so you can't even get that as an option. So it's all-wheel drive as standard, no question about that. Of course, these do start around $38,000, and like I said before, BMW of Ridgefield is having a lease deal right now on one of these, so if you want to pick them up and you live in Connecticut or New York in this area, come check them out. Now, on the design feature, this thing actually won a design award, I think, in Europe. Looking at it in person, I actually do quite like this portion of it right here. In person, it looks a lot better than in photos and everything that you guys have been seeing all over the place, so if you do want to have a better opinion, come check it out in person, definitely for sure. On the front end, we can see that one of the things that this platform has done is removed that nice long hood design that kind of gives it those nice proportions. So as you can see, the hood front end's a little bit stubby and short, and there's a little bit of an overhang, as you guys can see right there. But up front, I think it's, you know, it's very BMW. Like, it's instantly recognizable as a BMW. Of course, we have the two main kidney grills right there. This one actually has the shadow line specification. So as you can see on the inside, the kidney grills are black. Otherwise, they do come chrome, I believe, as standard. Additional stuff with this, you do have the shadow line bits on the side. Of course, those are black. I think this is a sportier package. There's more of like a luxury or like base package that doesn't look quite as sporty as this one actually does. This one, again, like I said before, is more of like a fully loaded demo example for the BMW dealership. So there's all the options you could almost all the options actually you can possibly think of, which we'll get to when we get inside. Again, with the Shadowline exterior package, you can't see this back beam thing right here is of course blacked out, and you do have these really sleek BMW rear taillights. Now, interesting thing is BMW only gives this style taillight to their coupe models. So this is the Gran Coupe. Other cars that have this style taillight are the X6, the new 4 Series, and the 8 Series. Other of the cars have like more of a larger taillight, which you can see. I'll try to show you guys a little bit of that and some B-roll right there. The rest of the car is actually pretty nice, honestly. You know, a lot of people have been hating on it for what it is. It's not the actual 2 Series, which is rear-wheel drive, of course. And we do have a new version that is coming out soon that is still going to be rear-wheel drive, so don't worry about that. Again, coming up to the front end, we can see that we have full LED headlights right here. They're not on right now, but of course there's a little BMW LED logo right there. And we do have LED like fog lights down here too as well. I do really like this part where they kind of give it like shark nose look for the front end, where it like comes down and in. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. It's a really cool effect that they do with that. And you know, it does have that coupe profile, even though it's a sedan. It has all 4 doors. It has that sloping roof line going, of course, all the way down to the back, giving it more of like a sport backy look compared to like a traditional sedan look. One thing I don't like, as you guys can see right here, we have fake vents. This is fake, and there's one on this side. Let's see right here, fake vents. That's kind of annoying. I know they did that as a design thing to kind of give it like a wider stance. It kind of tricks the eye, thinking you have a wider stance in the vehicle, but you know, I don't know how I feel about that. I think these are fake up front too. Let's see. Yeah, these are fake. These are fake. These are actually air curtains. These are open, so there's air passing through here. And these are actually closed right now. These open and closed to let air into the engine only when it needs it. Otherwise, they shut the shutters for efficiency purposes. Now also up back, we do have real exhaust tips, which is really nice. We have 2 rear exhaust tips. They're flapped with, like, those butterfly valve things. So one end, of course, will be closed most of the time unless you reach a specific RPM limit. And there's like a faux diffuser thing going on. It kind of actually has the bits going back, but I don't think it's actually doing anything on this model. And then another cool thing is this body is really sculpted. I do like what BMW did with that. You guys can see down here on the sills, and the doors actually kind of like flare out a little bit. Let's see if you can see this right here. There's a nice flare going on to this. You really do have to see it in person. The 3D effect doesn't really come off on camera that well, but that looks really cool. And then this one does have the sunroof, which I'll show you guys when we get inside. And another really cool feature that a lot of only coupe models have are frameless doors. So when I open the door, you can see that the window has no frame around it. So all the doors are like that, even when I open the rear doors. Of course, there's no frame. So that's like a traditional coupe style thing where this centerpiece is stationary in the middle. Close the doors up. Yeah, so this is just like a general overview of a lot of like the little design things on this Gran Coupe and how BMW really did try to make it sporty while also making it, try to keep the BMW essence and affordability all at the same time into one package. So I know you guys have been waiting to see the engine too, so we're gonna double press the hood latch right here. Let's go check this out. Close the door, go to the front end, and we can see the hood is open right here. Let's press it up. It's gonna be really hot. Oh yeah, it's hot. And here it is. This is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, making around 228 horsepower. Now, if you do opt for the M235i, you get around 301 horsepower from, I think, the same engine. I think just tuned and bumped up to get more power. And as you can see, this is a UKL-2 based platform. So it is a front-wheel drive based platform, but in the United States, like I said before, we only get all-wheel drive. So you can see the engine is transversely mounted. We're going across instead of with the engine where the power is going out to the rear. You can see that. BMW tried their best with this stuff. They did do some chassis bracing going across on the top over here. Try to stiffen up the chassis as much as they possibly can. And of course, all the power can be, not all the power, but a lot of the power can be sent to the rear wheels if you do need the traction back there all the time. So guys, I know you've all been waiting. Let's hear what this 228i Gran Coupe sounds like. Put you guys down right here on the hot tarmac. And I'm gonna do this really quick before my phone overheats. Okay guys, I am roasting out here. It's like almost like 95, 98 degrees here in New York, Connecticut right now. So we're gonna take a look on the inside. Of course, like I said before, to get on the inside of your Gran Coupe, you have your BMW key. This one does have the comfort access package. So you can keep this key in your pocket right here and then walk right up to the doors to open them. So you just put your hand on the back right here of the door handle and it will unlock. Of course, this one's already unlocked. And open the door right now, you can see this has the darker interior with some mocha leather. And it's really cool 3D patterned effect for the trim going along here. Now, just looking at the door panels at first, of course, they're really nice. Now, BMW is really good with their quality, which is a great thing that is carried down through all their models. They all feel really well built. Up top, we do have this nice soft touch plastic-ish material going on over here. And of course, this entire piece is leather, of course you can see the stitching right here. And the leather does continue on to the lower door piece right here. Again, more nice stitching. We do have a speaker grill right here. This is plastic, nothing too fancy. And then you do have, again, like this cool 3D effect trim going on over there. Your door controls, seat memory settings, and stuff right there. Do you have a button to open the trunk right here? Kind of cool. And this material down here, it's a little bit hard, scratchy plastic. I don't know if you can hear that. A little bit hard plastic going on down there, but this is their entry-level model. And then we're gonna look at the rest of the interior just in a second. So guys, now we're gonna step inside of the 228i Gran Coupe. So stepping inside is pretty easy. It's not that low to the ground actually. So we close the door, nice solid thunk going on right there. So of course this does have stop start, so you put your foot on the brake, and the start button is located in the center console right here. It is metal and it's really hot. As you can see, it's in the sun right now, so it kind of hurts to turn on. Okay, it's on now. The AC is on full blast, as you can hear, because it is 1,000 degrees outside today. Sorry if that's bothering you guys a little bit. I'll try to put the vents down so it doesn't blow into the microphone. So now we're on the inside of the 228i Gran Coupe. I personally think the design overall is really nice. So as I was talking about with the doors before, we do have this nice 3D mesh effect right here going across the entire dashboard. Again, carrying throughout on the other doors and on the back of the vehicle as well. Otherwise, we do have I think this is the professional or pro version of the live cockpit. And we do have iDrive 7, so it's a really nice system. We have a wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you don't have to pay for that anymore, which is really nice to have. Of course, you can control that with the iDrive selector right here or through the touchscreen. I don't think this one has the gesture controls though. Otherwise, a good thing to note on here is that the quality level of everything's really nice. You know, we did have that scratchy plastics down here, but you're never really going to touch that, and it's going to get more scratched up and stuff. So it's better to have it down here than anywhere else in the vehicle. Up here, of course, the materials on the dash is a soft touch material. As you can see, it's a little bit squishy, and of course that carries around to the dash up here. That blends into the stitching going on, as you can see, carrying throughout there. And again, this material is soft touch. Even the plastics up here, it's kind of a soft touch plastic actually, which is really interesting. And of course, you have your climate vents in the center. It's kind of nice to see that the dials for the climate vents have this nice knurling on it. They feel very premium and like nice to turn and all that stuff. And these are a little bit more cheaped out over here with plastic, but again, even this feels really nice. It doesn't feel cheap, which is good to see. Of course, over here you have your headlight controls and everything. This does have the full LED headlights, which is nice. Now this is the non-M Sport steering wheel. I feel like a lot of people are really used to seeing the M Sport steering wheels or the M steering wheels and not the regular one. So here's a regular one for once, which is kind of cool to see. It doesn't have I think the M Sport one has like this centerpiece blocked out. This one doesn't have that. I kind of like it without this piece in here because, I don't know, it looks weird with this piece in here. It makes it feel cheaper. But you do still have your heated steering wheel button right here, so if you want to quickly access that and turn it on, you can turn it on right there instead of digging through a whole bunch of menus in the infotainment system. Otherwise, the steering wheel is really nice. It's fully leather wrapped, and you know, BMW does a really nice job with their bolstering on the steering wheels, especially the thickness. And you do have paddle shifters in the back. I think they're metal on the front end, so you can see them, but on the back, they're like plastic. So it's kind of like a facade looking at that. Again, the rest of the steering wheel is really nice, very well, nice and tight and stuff. Of course, we do have our BMW turn signals right here, and of course your wiper controls and all that stuff on this side of the steering wheel. Now coming down to the center console, this one does have wireless charging option, which is really nice. It's located right here. And you do have a USB port right here if you want to charge your phone. If it doesn't have wireless charging, you can still shove your phone in there, which is nice. We do have 2 cup holders right here and a 12-volt outlet. Now, a lot of people have complained that BMW placed the 12-volt outlet, a USB port right next to the cup holder. So if you spill something, it's going right into these ports. So I hope you don't have to replace that. Hopefully it's easy to replace. I'm pretty sure it won't be, but interesting placement of that stuff on their behalf. Coming down lower into center console, we do have, you know, your iDrive control center with your BMW shifter. This one's more of a shorter and stubbier version of the BMW shifter than I've seen before, which is kind of funny. But of course, you have your iDrive controller over here, and you do have some hot buttons right here if you don't want to go digging through the menu or press the buttons on the side. So you do have like home right here. We can go home on the iDrive, and you go on your media settings. You can go straight to your map, communications, I think, and your navigations and stuff. And of course, you have a nice quick back button, option button, and this dial feels really nice. And it's kind of weird how this whole section is plastic, but I do understand that it's going to get a lot of wear and tear, so it's better to make it plastic than, I don't know, metal or something where it can get hot. Again, this dial feels really nice, up and down, left and right. It's your classic iDrive style stuff. You have this little stubby shifter going on over here, which is kind of interesting. If you want to change gear, press the unlock switch on the left, and you can push into your different gears. Of course, you want to see them, they're back here. They're not actually placed on it. So you kind of want to make sure you're looking at this or like up here if you want to see which gear you're in so you don't screw that up. Again, this is pretty much simple stuff from BMW. Most of the BMWs all have these similar controls. You have some of your settings for like parking sensors. Auto stop start off is one thing I will instantly turn on once I get into a car because I'm not a fan of auto stop start. Down here you have your drive select mode. So we have Sport, Comfort, Eco, Pro. So once you go into Sport mode, you can see on the live cockpit right here that it'll change the dials a little bit. Oh, I think we're actually in Sport mode right now. You can go into Eco Pro, it'll turn blue. If you go into Comfort, it'll turn like a nice red setting. But interesting, when you turn into Sport mode, you do have more options right here. So you can go into your individual settings, and then you have your configure individual. So you can change the different settings of the vehicle. Even though this is a base model BMW, you still get all the options to configure the car to how you're liking. So you can change things like the steering, Sport or Comfort. You can go down to your engine, go in Sport and Comfort. And of course you can go down to the transmission, which is an 8-speed gearbox, and you can go into Sport and Comfort as well, which is a really nice thing to do even on sort of like your base model BMW product. Well, not base model, but an entry-level BMW product is a better way to say that. And just finishing it off over here, we do have our electronic parking brake and even auto hold function. So if you're in traffic or something, you can press this and it will hold the brakes for you. Coming down into the centerpiece right here, we have a USB-C charging connector right here, which is nice to see. They're keeping it up with the times. It's a decent amount of space. It's not too deep. It's not too wide, actually, as you can see. It's a little bit shorter than my hand, actually. Other than that, it's not that bad. The centerpiece is, of course, stitched in that beautiful Mocha Dakota leather right here. Feels really nice. One of my little annoyances, I don't know if anyone else hates this, but this gloss black is, you can already see the fingerprints and the dust all the way around it. It's kind of annoying to me, but that's your preference. I don't know if you can change this at all, so you may be stuck with this. So now coming over to the infotainment system, and this is BMW's iDrive, of course, very popular system. It's one of the better ones on the market. And I like how BMW lays their stuff out. They give you a lot of options of how to control things. Of course, if you want, you can do voice controls. I'm not a fan of voice controls, but the other ways, of course, there's touch, as you can see up here, and you do have your iDrive controller down here as well if you want to control things. The system itself I find really easy to use, and I like how they separate things like your volume controls right here. It's like a hard button, and you do have some preset dials up here. And one of my favorite things is you can just swipe your finger across all of them, and you can see that it's kind of like a touch-sensitive little pad there, which is really cool. You have your forward and back buttons, and you can change your modes and your FM, AM radio bands as well if you want to still listen to that stuff. And then over to the system itself, again, it's really simple to use, not that much of a learning curve if you're used to these systems. If not, you could probably sit in here for a few days, maybe a week when you just got the car, or with your dealer, and you can walk through this really easily. It's not that difficult to do. So most of your stuff right here, as you can see on the home, is located on the left side, like your media, communications, navigation, and stuff. So in media, you have options. Of course, this one has Sirius XM radio. You have FM radio. It still has AM radio. I know some cars are actually getting rid of that, like Teslas and stuff. Spotify integrated, which is really cool. Bluetooth audio, screen mirroring, mobile devices, all that stuff. And like I said before, it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And your communications, this is like phone settings if you want to input all your stuff into the car. I don't personally like doing that. And then navigation. This one does have a nice navigation system. You guys can see right here. And it does also display the navigation system in the live cockpit in the center, as you can see right there as well. So that's nice. You don't always have to look over on both screens if you don't want to do that. It's nice when you leave it alone for a little bit. It'll actually just take up the whole screen. I think this is an 8.8-inch touchscreen. If I'm yeah, it is an 8.8-inch touchscreen. You can see how wide it gets. It's nice to see. And then you have some car settings over here. All of your little status and future things, as you can see. I like how BMW changes the little gauges on this side. And I think this color changes with the car. Of course, this one is in the Alpine white color. There's a whole bunch of different colors you can get on that stuff. This is kind of cool. Look at the little racetrack guy right there. It looks like the Stig from Top Gear. That's really cool. If you tap further into the driving information, you get your sport displays. If you really want this, you get a G meter in your entry-level BMW that shows you the pound-feet of the torque, the horsepower, that 28 horsepower. See, yeah, when you rev it up, see the gauges changing around. That's really cool. And of course, this is the turbocharged 4-cylinder, so you have your boost gauge as well on that side. I didn't know this had this. That was a really cool feature to see. And of course, this is a connected vehicle. BMW is really big on connected stuff now, and you can go into your apps And see all this stuff right here. It looks almost like an iPhone or iPad interface where you have all your different app settings and stuff. And of course, if you do own the car, you can access all these different things and connect with BMW in that way. Otherwise, the infotainment system is pretty easy. If you want, you can scroll through things and see all the menus on your main page. And I believe you can tap and hold them and try to reconfigure them. Yeah, it's really easily reconfigurable. You can make it how you like. Of course, you have weather, news, all that other stuff going on over there. So this is one of my favorite systems on the market personally. One of the a little bit of annoying things, and Cadillac does this too now, the screen's angled a little bit backwards, so it's going to collect dust. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera, but dust is already like collecting on the screen. So, you know, just give it a swipe down every once in a while and it should be fine. So guys, another cool thing you can do with the navigation system, or a lot of other stuff in here, is that you can use the iDrive controller as like a hand gesture style system. So you can touch search right here, and you can use it, as you can see, as I write on it with my finger. It kind of traces like letters and stuff. My handwriting's horrible even on here, so it's really not that best. But if you want to like go to a destination, you just input it there, start guidance, and of course it will display it on here, which is really nice to see. And it'll also show it up here. You do have like a little bit of a guided stuff up here. The only big gripe I do have with this BMW is this display is not that customizable. You know, you do have the things where you can change like the radio settings and stuff right there, and of course it does display the map, but I wish there was more stuff you can do with it. Of course, like I said, Audi and other things do offer a lot more customization in that aspect. We do have a backup camera as well. And put the vehicle into reverse, we go unlock and reverse. So here's your backup camera. As you can see, it does have trajectory. It's beeping right now because we're kind of close to the wall. The trajectory, as you can see when you turn the wheel. And it does have these really cool things where it'll like display right where the curb is when you're coming really close to it, as it's like warning me right now, which is kind of nice. You can change your camera image settings and stuff, things and like settings of your parking sensors, cross traffic, and all the other little things going on there. Other than that, we don't have 360-degree view cameras going on here. So if you were looking for that, we don't have it. If you want to put it back in park, we just press park right there and it goes back into park. And the camera should go away in a second. Right here is your connected car and safety features. When you press this button on the screen, it does show all of your different safety modes and the stuff that's available on the car. Of course, you have backup cameras, a blind spot, and all the other things, which is nice to see on here. And I like how BMW has an all on or all off button, which, wow, that's interesting. They make you hold down the button to turn all the stuff off. I haven't seen that one before. So they really want you to be safe in this car. So like we said, we can configure all the different stuff. So this one has like forward collision mitigation, lane departure warning. A lot of cars have that now. An active blind spot detection. You can even change the specifics of that stuff, which is really cool. I'm not sure if this one has like the adaptive cruise control and stuff. I know the more premium BMW models do offer that, which is nice, but I don't think this one has that. But again, you know, I don't personally like these safety systems. They're kind of annoying. I like to drive the car. I pay attention. You'll be fine if you do that. But a lot of people do look for that when they're buying their cars these days. So you do have them if you want them. Now, taking a look at the rest of the interior, we can see that BMW has included a frameless rear view mirror, as you can see right here. A lot of models and manufacturers are doing this these days. I think it's really nice, so it does help a lot with the view heading out back. This one does have a panoramic roof. You know, the car isn't that big in general, so it does stretch to the back, but the size of it isn't that big because the car isn't that big. And of course it does open, which is nice, and it does provide a more of an airy space to the product. And we do have some lights up here, reading lights and stuff. And of course you have your controls for the roof going on there. And of course up here we have our visors. We have a little light that turns on up here. All right guys, close this and let's see if it passes the visor test. Oh, it does not fail on that one. But the visors are big enough that it does cover most of the window, which is good because this car isn't that big. And that's my other big point on here is I feel very snug in this interior. Everything's very close and on top of me. I've actually moved the seat really far back just so I can show you guys everything because I was so close and tight on everything. You can make stuff even, you know, adjustable to your size. Of course, the steering wheel is tilting, I think telescoping, but it is a manual control, as you can see right here with this lever. Of course, the seats have a lot of options. We do have this nice thigh bolster right here, which does extend out if you need it. Of course, full power seats going on over here. See all the controls going on. I think we have lumbar as well, which is nice. And of course, you have your memory settings for your seats if you need that. But like I said before, everything in here is very like, you feel in like a cocoon of a product, you know, not necessarily bigger in like a 3 Series or a 5 Series. Okay guys, now we're gonna take a look at the back seats of the 228i Gran Coupe. So we're gonna open the door, nice door handles there. I'm just gonna leave the car on because it's really hot today. So I have the AC running. Make sure the doors open in the back. Close the front door. We're gonna come around to the rear door. Now the rear door, like the front, is also frameless windows. As you can see right here, there's no frame going around them. So when you roll them down, really clean look. And stepping in, there is a bit of a smaller entry piece to get in here because it is a smaller vehicle. And again, coming to the door panels, as you can see right here, it does have all the same nice materials as the front does. So we have this nice soft touch up here on the leather stitching, nice trim, the leather over here. And then like just on the front panel, this piece is a little bit harder about plastics. So now we're gonna step in. As you can see, you definitely have to watch your head on this piece right here. It's really low, and of course we have that sloping roof line, and I almost hit my head on this right here. So now we're in the back. I'm gonna close the door. My first word is it's very snug. It's kind of hard to actually film it right now because I'm so snug back here. I'm 6'1", and this is my driving position. I set it to. I actually have a lot of legroom. So the legroom BMW claims is similar to a 3 Series. This seat's a little bit further back, so there's a little bit less legroom. But as you can see, they did carve these pieces into the back of the seat so you can put your knees more. But I'm not even using those actually, because I do have a decent amount of legroom, and I set this, again, I'm 6 feet 1 inches. So you can have a tall passenger and a tall driver at the same time, and it works pretty well. Let's put those over there. Headroom's a problem. Definitely a problem. I cannot fit back here in terms of headroom. I don't know. Let me see if I can flip the camera for you guys. I can't right now, but hey guys, so I don't have that much headroom. I'm trying to put my head back. It's, yeah, you can see that right there. I have no headroom, so I can't even fit. I can fit one, maybe a finger, but if I actually try to sit back, I can't fit any fingers back there. It's pressed up against the top. Maybe that's because of this panoramic sunroof that we have right here. I think because there is a shade right here, and I don't know if that's gonna have to retract back into this back piece right here, but this is a problem. So I'm gonna have to sit crouched up like this instead of being able to put my head back there. So that's one gripe if you are getting this car for tall rear passengers. You can fit your legs, but you can't fit your head that well. Other stuff back here, we can see we have nice climate vents, which is nice to see. You can turn them on and off with a little dial, and 2 USB-C ports. Now, not everyone has a USB-C charger right now, so you may have to buy one if you want to use these back outlets. Again, like the door panels are really nice. There was a huge spider right next to me. Oh my God. Can you guys see that? Hello, buddy. We're gonna go to the other side of the car. It's a good thing I'm not afraid of spiders. I just don't want to bother him right now. The seats, again, like the front end, they have this nice faded perforation going on, which is kind of cool. The seats themselves are really comfortable. They're the same mocha Dakota leather as the front seats, which is really nice. They are pretty soft. I don't think they're very flat, which is good. They have a nice like angle to them. But yeah, the center piece, you could maybe try to squeeze a person in here if you want to put 3 people back here. I feel like they're going to be very uncomfortable if you do try to do that though, so I'd advise against it. The center piece right here, we can pull it down. We do have, again, this is all wrapped in leather, BMW cup holders right here, which is nice. They have a little bit of rubber stuff to keep them nice and grippy. Close that up and then close it. Again, it does get a little back here. It does get a little dark back here because of this sloping roof line and the low roof in general. So we do have lights. See, turn on. They're actually pretty bright, which is nice. The Stelvio had those lights as well, but they were not bright, which is kind of annoying. And the rear view from the back is pretty bad, but thankfully BMW has added these rear quarter windows, which do help with rear visibility. And actually from the front, looking out is really not that bad, so you don't have to be worried about that if you're a driver. If you just want to turn around and you're a passenger, it's kind of a tight view, but you probably can't turn around anyway since I can't fit my head in the first place, so it's kind of a difficult thing to do. But otherwise, the rest of the back of the interior is pretty nice, and just space is a little bit cramped for headroom wise, like I said a few times. So guys, I hope you really like this quick review of the 228i Gran Coupe. Of course, this has the xDrive all-wheel drive system as well. It was really interesting seeing this car in person finally and being able to check it out. The design honestly is growing on me a little bit. I don't know if you guys are gonna hate that or not, but I kind of like it a little bit on the exterior wise. Definitely in the M235i coupe design, it's definitely gonna look a little bit better, a bit more sportier. The interior quality is really nice. The back headroom and is a little bit tight, but the legroom is pretty good. You do have that panoramic sunroof that is gonna help with the interior space. It is a little bit cramped inside. It is a smaller vehicle. If you want a bigger vehicle, again, go for the 3 Series. But really big thanks to BMW of Ridgefield for letting us check out this 228i Gran Coupé and a whole bunch more vehicles we're gonna do with them. And we have a lot more fun stuff coming with them in the future, so stay tuned for that. And if you wanna check them out, go look on their website below. I'm gonna post it right down there. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all our different pages. And make sure you're subscribing to us right here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more.